So what's the difference between pacing back and forth on stage and looking nervous versus purposeful movement? If you're up on stage, perhaps in front of a large audience, if you just stand in one spot, it's kind of boring. You're going to look stiff, uncomfortable, unprofessional. If you're behind a lectern, it makes it seem like you're scared of the audience, like you have to duck, like they're going to throw rotten vegetables at you. You don't want that. So what do you really do? We've all seen those speakers where they're going like this and their movement is so consistent, they look nervous. They look like some sitcom character who is at the hospital and the wife is about to deliver the baby and the nervous husband is so nervous pacing back and forth, and yet it's a speech at a major conference. You don't want to be pacing back and forth. Your movement can't be too consistent. If you're moving back and forth, you look like a big grandfather clock, or you look like you're trying to hypnotize the audience. I beg you, don't do that. If you want to be more successful, then improve your communication skills. The best way to do that? Smash the subscribe button right now. What you want with your movement is inconsistency. Occasionally, you want to stay in one spot, especially after you've made an important point, and you want it to set in. But you also want to lean forward sometimes. You want to take a step back. You want to be reflective and move. You want your movement to be inconsistent. Sometimes you walk this direction, sometimes that direction, sometimes a little faster, sometimes slower, sometimes no movement at all. If you do that, you'll look natural because that's how people move in real life. They move with a lot of variety. There's a change in angle, speed, pitch, tempo. If you do that, your audience will feel connected with you. Now, part of the beauty of moving, if you're speaking in front of a larger crowd, is even walking a couple of feet over here, you're forcing everyone in the audience to move their head slightly. You're forcing them to move their eyes. Well, guess what? It's a lot harder to fall asleep if you're having to move your face and head and your eyes. If you're just in one spot, even if you're saying interesting things, it's so much easier to fall asleep if you're in the audience. By moving around, you can connect with more people in the room. You go to stage left and get closer and look at some people in the eye. It's true, the people over here won't notice it as much, but the people here will really feel connected. But then you can go over here and connect with these people too. Don't forget the people up in the bleachers or in the balcony. Look around at different people. Step in, step out. Now, you don't have to get down on one knee the way Zig Ziglar used to, reenacting his proposal to his wife. You don't have to be that overly dramatic, but you want some good, natural movement. If you do that, you'll come across as comfortable, confident, and relaxed. No one's going to come up to you afterwards and say, I really liked the movement you had on the speech. No, they're not going to notice it intellectually. But emotionally, they're going to feel like, wow, that speaker was supremely comfortable, confident, relaxed, and authoritative. I like that speaker. And that's what you want.